Training camp for the Dallas Cowboys is well underway, and fans have plenty to be excited about. From the running backs breaking off long runs, to receivers like Jonathan Mingo, Luke Schoonmaker, and others stepping up and making plays, to undrafted free agents like Zion Childress making noise in training camp, getting interceptions, and Matt Eberflus's defense as a whole taking the ball away on a consistent basis. These guys are ball hawks, they're hungry, they swarm, and they punch and prod and grip and grab at the ball. But there's one glaring issue still existing with the Dallas Cowboys, and it's showing up a little bit on these practice clips that we've been seeing. I know everyone's looking at the skill positions, the receivers, the running backs, everyone's looking at those positions. But if you pay attention to the trenches, it tells a whole entirely different story. Let's get right into this one the Cowboys, they have to address this problem before it causes the entire team to bleed out this season. Man, shut your up. Tons of guys on the Dallas Cowboys defensive line are actually showing out right now. Sam Williams is having a great high-energy showing this far in training camp. Donovan Ezeraiku, he's been the talk of camp so far as he's blown everyone away with how prepared and ready he's looked at the NFL level, displaying a variety of different pass rush techniques and letting his play just pop off the field. It's obvious to anyone watching out there, he's going to be a problem, and it is training camp. This man probably would have had about 5 or 6 sacks already. But someone who also is going to be a problem in the wrong way is Mazi Smith, y'all. Now, I don't know if y'all saw this long run right here by Miles Sanders, but what I want to do is I want you guys to pay attention to what takes place on this run right here. I'm going to put this into slow-mo. We're not even going to watch it at full speed. We're going to put this into half speed, and I want you guys to pay attention to number 58, Mazi Smith. He's going to be right here. I'm kind of circling him with my mouse right here. He's right here, man. Pay attention to how this play turns out if you're actually watching this. All right, they're about to snap the ball here. You see Mazi Smith lined up over there, and then he gets pushed all the way from the A gap to whatever the Z gap, I guess. There's a Z gap over there. I don't know how. I understand that y'all are in shells. I understand that the pads are not on yet. Thus, you cannot actually go full contact, especially in the trench. You can't go full contact. You cannot go full throttle. But you have to at least try. It looked like Tyler Smith grabbed you and just walked you up out the club right here, Mazi Smith. This right here, this is a concern. And I don't know if this was just a bad rep, but I'm going to be real, bro. We can't afford to see reps that look this bad because Miles Sanders ran straight up the middle, and yes, some of the linebackers were there, and then had they been able to tackle and do full contact, it may not have been the longest run. But my goodness, look where Mazi Smith is by the time the running back gets to the line of scrimmage. Look where by the time Miles Sanders even gets to the line of scrimmage, look where Mazi Smith is. Boom, boom, boom. He is off the screen. He is off the screen. He is off the screen before Miles Sanders even gets to the damn line of scrimmage, bro. Look, y'all, I know we want to support our guys, and we still support Mazi, but we also going to keep it real. And if you're going to put up this type of effort, because this right here, it just has to be effort. You can't be this bad at what you're supposed to be. This has to be effort. You're going to put up this type of effort, bro, then you deserve the criticism. You deserve the critiques because everyone is seeing this, man, so we can't protect you from the obvious. And the obvious is you are not going to be able to be our one tech if we're going to be a defense that can prevent teams from running up the middle. That's just what it is, y'all. 1-0, whatever y'all want to call it. He cannot be our big back in the middle on a consistent basis if we are going to have a run defense that can stop a paper bag. Otherwise, we're going to see Mazi Smith do the same thing we saw him do several times last season and even more the season before that. We're going to see that, and it's going to hurt us, and it's going to happen at the worst times. It's going to happen later in the game when guys aren't fresh and guys are tired, and at that point, it's more so about do you have more will than the next man. That's when this type of stuff is going to show up, bro. So this terrifies me, but luckily, we are in training camp now. Teams are starting to make some moves, including some very, very surprising and shocking moves, including one move being made by the Las Vegas Raiders. They are releasing defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, and he is designated a terminated vested veteran. And this is a shocking release. Remember, this is one of the better defensive tackles in the entire NFL, and the Raiders actually voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money on Wilkins' contract last month, and today Wilkins filed a grievance with NFLPA. So here's a couple of things before we even get over ahead of our skis with this, y'all. If the Raiders just released him and they essentially said, brother, we are not paying you this $35 million, and the Raiders released him for a reason. Pete Carroll is over there. I'm willing to bet that Brian Schottenheimer would probably reach out to a Pete Carroll just to kind of check and see what's going on with the guy. And I'm going to tell you right now, if he's not fitting into Pete Carroll's culture, I highly doubt that this is a guy that Brian Schottenheimer would extend himself out to try to go and get, especially if he wants any type of real money, which I would assume he probably will want some real money, even though he had made like $40-50 million or only playing like 5 games in the last season or 2 or something like that. But if we actually take a closer look at what Christian Wilkins got going on, we're going to read this article real quick so we get a better idea as to what's going on with this guy, because the Las Vegas Raiders have informed defensive tackle Christian Wilkins that he's been released. The team said Thursday. Wilkins be released with the designation of terminated vested veteran, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter. Wilkins has been recovering from a Jones fracture, which is in his foot, and he suffered in his left foot last October. Because of how Wilkins has treated the rehab from his injury, nope, not happening. Not happening. Not, especially not with Jerry already having issues with Diggs and how he treated his rehabs, or allegedly. Not happening. They are not going to go and get an outside guy that's already dealing with similar issues. I mean, yes, it's at a serious position of need, and I don't think that there's going to be a way you could upgrade your defensive tackle room any better than a Christian Wilkins, even if he's injured and can't come back until like November or something like that. You won't be able to upgrade it better than that at this point in the season, but I don't think that this is going to be a culture fit just based off what this looks like already. The belief was that Wilkins needed another surgery on his foot. He balked at getting it, sources told ESPN. The Raiders then voided the guaranteed money left on his deal due to failure to maintain his physical condition to play. Wilkins had 50 days from June 4th to ask the NFLPA to file a grievance on his behalf, and the union did so on Thursday, the last day it was eligible, sources said. The union had no comment Thursday night. The next step after filing a grievance would be a hearing. We have decided that it is in the best interest of the organization to move on from Christian Wilkins, and he has been informed of his release from the team, the Raiders said in a statement. This franchise is a commitment of excellence on and off the field with no clear path or plan for a future return to play from Christian. This transaction is necessary for the entire organization to move forward and prepare for a new season. Wow, that is absolutely insane to me. That is absolutely insane to me. All right, last offseason, Wilkins signed a 4-year, $110 million deal with $84.75 million guaranteed with Las Vegas. He had spent the previous 5 seasons with the Miami Dolphins, where he posted a career-best 9 sacks in 2023. He collected 17 tackles, 2 sacks, and 6 quarterback hits in just 5 games before undergoing season-ending surgery for the Jones fracture. Okay, all that just let me know that Christian Wilkins is likely going to be a long shot. But that does not change the fact that, man, the Cowboys need an answer. They need an answer for the Mazi Smith problem, because I'm going to be honest, bro, trying to throw in Perion Winfrey and whoever else you got back there, Jay Toye. I know we have that promising rookie, big body, but again, it's unfair to ask a 7th-round pick to be the anchor in the middle of your defense in a meaningful way, especially in his rookie season. So what you need to do is you need to address this issue again before it causes your entire organization to bleed out this season, and you need to go get some insurance for Mazi Smith, because not only is Mazi Smith a lot lighter than what he was, but he looks a lot lighter by how easily Tyler Smith just carried him out the club right there, bro. So it's very, very frightening to see that. I'm going to be completely honest, and if Mazi Smith can't excel at actually attacking and getting upfield, seeing that they're going to have him playing some 3-tech this season because he isn't going to be able to be no pure 1-tech. If he can't excel at getting up the field and playing that attacking style, then they may just have to figure out how to salvage the situation with Mazi Smith and maintain some type of value and get some type of value back for him. But they have to address this issue, man. This is not a question. This is not an if and or, but they have to address this issue, or I have no confidence in the middle of that defensive line this upcoming season. Over an extended period of time. I think they will have flashes because some of the players that we have around those guys. But I think over a consistent period of time, just some of these clips, man, if you just pay attention to some of these trenches clips and looking at Mazi, man, it's just not I think he's had like one decent flash where he kind of got into the backfield for what could have been or would have been a sack had they been in a real live game situation. But beyond that, it's been a lot of what we've been seeing has been a lot of just kind of just there, not super terrible, not super bad, but just kind of just been there. And that's not enough, bro. That's not enough. We needed to see a step from Mazi that was noticeable, something like we saw with Tyler Guyton, something like we're seeing with a Luke Schoonmaker. There's no reason why we can't see that extra bit of that extra bit of juice that looks like that extra bit of know-how from a Mazi Smith even this early on in camp. But we will keep an eye on this. When the pads come on is when the real story will get told. And we will keep an eye on this, and I hope the Cowboys see what some of us are already starting to see early on in training camp so far. Either way, let me know what you think about this stuff down in the comments below. See you guys on the next one. Bow! Them Cowboys.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Hey! I'm still them boys.